I mean, there's a reason that Vegas is climbing to the top. Their defense, you know, we talk about Colorado's, how good Colorado's defense is. Vegas's defense has got to be right up there with the best.
It's a different defense, right? But they get it done.
I was going to make this point. You know, if you hearken back to the defense that St. Louis won their cup with, it's not that big, rangy set of condors, but they're all bigger guys with long reach, maybe a little more offensive upside, but they're like McNabb and Pietrangelo and Theodore. They're big, rangy, good defenders. They close gaps really well. So they got a little of that St. Louis blues in them, you know, going back to a few years. I like that decor, but I'm with you. Without Theodore, you're leaving yourself at a bit of a disadvantage.
And it's interesting that the Vegas Golden Knights could be the first team in the Western Conference to clinch a playoff spot. A number of teams have done it in the East. I guess it goes to show what we've talked about all year is that the West has kind of been wide open this year, and you can see the numbers in March. I mean, those three teams at the top of that division have been really good. And, you know, even the Canucks have been a spoiler of late. The Kraken, you know, and the Flames, as much as I haven't been thrilled with the Flames play this year, I mean, 7-5-2 is they're gaining points. So things have picked up out west.
Yes, they really have. If you remember, like back to, we were all looking at the Pacific for the first 15 to 20 games of the year going, man, the Pacific looks like it's going to be really the weaker cousin to the other three this year, but it's really turned. And now you look at L.A., Vegas, and the Kings, and you're going, any of those three teams could go on a really deep run here. Could, theoretically, there's an opportunity for any of those three teams to come out of the West. It's interesting.
And Vegas is, you know, they have been really consistent over the last 15. I think it's 11-4, and they've been able to maintain that first spot, which is impressive because the Kings and the Oilers have both been winning too.
Everybody's winning.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's another division out there that's really losing. Just not sure where it is. Well, Central's doing all right too. Minnesota,
it's interesting.
Colorado, Dallas.
The West has picked up.
I've been making all kinds of noise about this. Like a month and a half ago, I was remarking, if you took the top three division leaders out east a month ago, like a month and a half ago, the top three division leaders, they all had better winning percentages than the best record in the West, which was Dallas. It's completely flipped. Set aside Boston, because they're an outlier. But all those 7 teams now, the 6 in the West and the other 5 in the East, they've all got kind of similar winning percentages, setting aside Boston. So it's kind of turned. It's all kind of evened out in the wash here, but it leaves you with the impression the West is kind of trending in the right direction at the right time of year. Could, you know, bodes for your Stanley Cup champion coming out of the West.
And
look at the points. 6 teams on the left. 6 teams on the left, separated by 4 points. 98 to 94 are the top teams.
Really good race.
And that 94 to 88, there's 4 teams that go from the Avs to the Kraken there. So that and all 6 teams on the left are playing extremely well right now. The fun thing is, Oilers and Kings have 2 more games left against each other.
That's exciting.
And you know what? And again, and this is the case in all the divisions because of the way we do the playoffs, and it's just no matter how you do it, unless you go to, I always say, unless you go to an old 1 through 16 format, there are going to be first round matchups that are really hard because the league is really tight. So in those 2 Western races, right, I mean, that first spot is really valuable, just like it is in the East. You want to avoid that 2-3 matchup if you can, particularly in both those divisions. Boy, I'll tell you what, if the Wild can hang on and Vegas can hang on in their respective divisions, I think that sets them up way better than those other 6 teams in the Western Conference because, I mean, the wild card teams are going to be in tough no matter what. And then those 2-3 matchups, you know, LA or Edmonton, if they're the 2-3, one of them goes home. And if it's Dallas and Colorado, one of them goes home. It sets your path off much better to maybe make a long run and maybe win a cup.
That's why the regular season counts.
Right.
Why it counts.
One in terms of your success taking that path, but less attrition at that time too. It could mean, should mean, one less game, one less opportunity, the wear and tear, the injuries, et cetera, that come from that. It's a game. There's a little luck involved at the end of the day.
No question. No question.
I'm excited to see Jack Eichel in the playoffs. That is going to be
point by you.
Can he take another step with his game? You know, can he lead that team? Can he, you know, really step it up and take the games night after night after night and say, "Follow me, guys." And
it'll be impressive if he does, because experience tells you that experience matters, right? It matters. It's a different game. It's almost a different league. It's a different mindset. And until you're in it, till you've had your own experience, you don't have much to draw from. It's just hard to kind of kick that into gear until you've been there. So if Jack's able to pull it off and he's able to be a point-per-game player and really lead that group, boy, I'll tell you what, my level of respect rose immeasurably for the young man.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to see Jack in the postseason as well. They can clinch the playoff spot tonight in San Jose against the Sharks, that one out on the West Coast.